Dad gave his restaurant to my sister, not me, saying, "She's my future, you." My own father looked me dead in the eye and erased 2 decades of my life with 5 words so cold, they shattered everything I thought I knew. "She's my future. You're just a silly waiter." In that instant, I knew I'd watch his legacy burn. The dining room usually hummed with comforting sounds, silverware clinking, hushed voices, the familiar scent of Sarah's incredible cooking. But that evening, a thick, suffocating dread clung to our table, heavy with an unspoken truth. For as long as I could remember, Richard's restaurant was my world. By age 7, I was on a crate, learning to chop onions without tearing up. By 10, I was yelling out orders on the line, keeping up with adults. I genuinely believed it was my future. My sister, Olivia, though? She wanted nothing to do with it. While I spent summers scrubbing floors and soaking up every bit of the business, she was at cheerleading camp or the mall. Richard never pushed her. Sarah would suggest Olivia help out sometimes, but he'd just wave it off, saying, "Let kids be kids." The irony stung. I practically begged to work for free, desperate to learn, while Olivia, his golden child, wanted no part of it. She got a brand new car at 16, I got a beat-up sedan with 150,000 miles. Her expensive university tuition was fully covered, I worked tirelessly at the restaurant, barely making enough for my community college classes. The unfairness was glaring, but I kept telling myself my dedication would eventually win him over. Family dinners became agonizing. Olivia would whine about her demanding professors, and Richard would listen, full of sympathy, as if these were actual struggles. But when I talked about back-to-back shifts or tough suppliers, he'd barely glance up. Sarah would try to bridge the gap, asking me about the daily operations, but her attempts just amplified Richard's complete lack of interest in what I did. Even David, our head chef for 15 years, saw it. He once pulled me aside after a long night, telling me I had more raw talent than anyone he'd seen in decades. He said it was a real shame some people just couldn't see what was right there. His message cut deep. I threw myself even deeper into learning. Online courses in hospitality, food cost analysis, inventory systems, I devoured it all. I started going with Richard to the restaurant supply store, building vendor relationships, learning pricing. He seemed content to just let me handle these details while he socialized. After earning my associate degree, at 20, I came back full-time. Richard promoted me to assistant manager, which sounded great until you realized I was doing the work of 3 people for barely above minimum wage. I managed inventory, schedules, vendor relations, and still worked the floor every shift. Michael, our new head chef, totally agreed with David, telling me I understood a restaurant's true rhythm better than people with decades more experience. And then, Olivia graduated from her expensive university, fully funded, never having lifted a finger for the business. What would you have done? Don't miss the twist bottom left, full story.